Hey, it's Patrick. I hope you're having a great day. In this video, we're talking about how to achieve spiritual growth. I recently had somebody reach out to me and ask this question, so I thought I'd create this video to answer it. A couple years ago, I started my own journey of spiritual growth after, coming across some interesting ideas. I think it was sort of YouTube videos, actually. Just watching some very eye-opening, open-minded YouTube videos talking about spirituality and things like that, and it really opened my mind to the whole subject. When I was growing up, I was raised Catholic. I was forced to go to church every single week. I remember not liking it at all. I remember thinking it was so boring. I had to go to church every week. I also had to do these like church classes and things like that. I don't know if you're familiar with Catholic Church, but I do all these sacraments, like doing the reconciliation where you confess to the priest and taking the body and blood of Christ and all these things, and confirmation. And I had to do all these things. I even had to go on a retreat one time. And through learning about all these things that are taught in the church, I just started to disagree with. There were certain things I just did not agree with. There are certain things that I felt were so judgmental and so just harsh, you know what I mean? There's certain people out there that, I won't get too deep into it, but anyways, I just started to doubt certain things, and I started to question, and I started thinking about reality and thinking about our existence and thinking about all these very deep topics, when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, and just thinking about all these things made me just realize, for a while I was very atheist, and I was thinking everything is scientific, everything has to be proven, we don't know anything as mankind, it's so stupid to say how, that we know that how things were created and all that stuff. And I was very atheist for a while and very scientific. And then after about a year, when I was probably 16 or 17, I came across the ideas of spirituality, came across things like lucid dreaming, came across things like astral projection, and all these very interesting ideas. And, it took a while, but, after a while, I just started to fall in love with it, started to fall in love with spirituality, started to fall in love with personal growth, started to fall in love with unlocking the mysteries of the universe. Because there's so much information out there that we can discover, so much wisdom, so many interesting things that we can learn that will literally show us the secrets of the universe, the secrets of existence, of life. So through my pursuit of personal growth and spiritual growth, I have found so much happiness in my life. My life is so much more fulfilling than it used to be. I have so much less stress than I used to be. I'm happier every single day. Every single day I'm growing in every single way, physically, mentally, spiritually. Every single day is just around growth and happiness. That's all it is. Everything is positive. So now that we got this background out of the way, let's get into the topic here. So how do you achieve spiritual growth? Well, spirituality is a very, very interesting thing. It is something that, in my opinion, it almost can't even be described with words, because people talk about meditation, people talk about yoga, people talk about all these things. A lot of people imagine to be spiritual, you have to be sitting down, chanting and things like that. Well, it's not true at all, really. Spirituality just relates to your, realization of our interconnectedness to everything, the realization of the soul, of the spirit. That's called spirituality. So that's just you realizing that you have a spirit, and your spirit is separate from the physical body. The physical body, the physical world is not everything that there is. That's what spirituality is all about. It's all about learning about that and realizing that and discovering the secrets of the universe. In my opinion, that's what spirituality is. It's your spirit. So through spirituality, you begin to understand your own spirit. You begin to understand yourself, and also understand the spirit of the world, of other people and animals, and just the universe as a whole. And there's also things like collective consciousness and things like that. It's also exploring our consciousness, exploring different realities, exploring the limits of our consciousness. We can control our dreams through lucid dreaming. We can leave our bodies through astral projection. There's all these things that our consciousness can experience. there's literally unlimited possibilities of our consciousness. And I believe that is also part of spiritual growth and spiritual development, is, experiencing these highly spiritual experiences and just learning from them and growing. And that's what spirituality is all about. So, things that have helped me with my own spiritual growth. Well, first of all, it's about the information. You gotta learn the information about it. You need to be very educated, and I think it's very important to constantly educate yourself, not just in spirituality, but in anything just in things you love, things you're interested in. No matter what it is. So read books, watch videos, watch documentaries, just educate yourself as much as you can on interesting topics that you are truly interested in. And when you can do this about spirituality, when you can learn more about spirituality, then that's the first step to spiritual growth, is getting the right information. That's what really opened me up to this entire practice, and everything was getting the information that sparked my interest, and then just pursuing that information and learning more and more and more. And every time I learn something new about spirituality, it's like the universe just makes more sense to me. Like every new piece of information I learn, I feel like everything around me, my entire consciousness, my entire existence just makes more and more sense. I don't know how to explain it really. It's like I feel like I just have a better understanding of everything, of my own awareness, and I feel more aware in the present moment. My perception is higher, my awareness is higher through my spiritual development. And like I said, first key is getting the right information. When you get the right information, then like I said, that's gonna spark your journey. It's gonna open your mind. It's going to show you new ideas and new topics and new possibilities, because there's a lot to do with spirituality that has been recorded and has been experienced, and there are a lot of spiritual teachers out there that you can learn from. And it's not necessarily just gurus in India. You can learn spirituality from a lot of people. There's a lot of Western spiritual teachers. There's a lot of psychologists and scientists that study consciousness, spirituality, lucid dreaming, all these things. There's plenty of books out there. I listen to audiobooks all the time, and that is probably the number one source of information for me, number one source of education. And then also, of course, YouTube videos has been huge for me, because there's so much out there nowadays, and there's so much that is constantly being released nowadays, and so much content that's being created, so many ideas that are being shared, and you can learn so much from this. You can learn so much from these videos. So getting the right information is the number one step to spiritual growth for sure. I mean, you got to understand, it's part of it. You need like a map to navigate through spiritual growth in order to make the right decisions and to actually achieve progress. So information, education, number one thing. And the number two part, I think it's really the ultimate, like the final part to this, is just a two-step program to spiritual growth. Information, second step, is to just develop a daily spiritual practice every single day. Consistency is very, very important here, not just in spiritual growth, but growth in life in general and many things. And it took me a long time to really understand this and realize this in my own life, but consistency will take you so far. When you can develop a spiritual practice every single day, then you will achieve spiritual growth. So basically, it's like you have to get the information and then you apply the information. So you are reading books, watching YouTube videos, learning this information, and then applying it to your own life. That's the ultimate. That's the final step to spiritual growth, is applying it to your life. And you can do this by, number one, meditating. Meditating is the number one spiritual practice in the world. Across whatever, like, endless religions practice meditation. It's not just specific to Buddhism or Hinduism. If you really want to get into it, Jesus used to meditate. I'm sure like plenty of people in the world, especially, whether they're worshipped in any religions or not, practice meditation. And through my own experience, this has really changed my life for sure. Meditation teaches you so many things. It's so profound, because if you think about it, meditation, to the everyday person might just look like you're just sitting down there with your eyes closed, or you're chanting, or you're laying down, or doing whatever. You're just sitting there doing nothing. That's what it looks like to everyday people. You're just sitting there doing nothing. And many people will wonder, well, what the heck can you gain from that? Just from sitting there doing nothing? It's like, I might as well just take a nap. So many people overlook it, but meditation can teach you so much. It can bring you so much value. It can bring you so much understanding, so much wisdom. And it can also bring you profound experiences. Through my own meditation practice that I have been developing for quite a while, I found it very difficult to consistently meditate when I first started. But, as of late, for the past few months, it's been pretty much every single day meditation. I'm still trying to improve and, meditate for longer sessions and things like that. But like I said, meditation can teach you so much. Because first of all, meditation can teach you about yourself, teach you about your existence, teach you about the universe. And you can also experience, like I said, incredible things. You can experience, just through regular meditation, you can experience a deep, profound sense of connection to the universe. Just a feeling of oneness with everything. And I've experienced this myself. I've also experienced just overwhelming senses of pure joy and happiness. I remember I was meditating once a couple years ago, and I was just meditating for a long time, got really just deeply relaxed into the meditative state, and I had this just overwhelming feeling of joy and just pure happiness and bliss, and it brought me to tears. I was sitting there in my room meditating, and it literally I just started to tear up a little bit and cry a little bit, because it was just so incredibly powerful. And I was just sitting there meditating. So there's just the fact that things like this is possible. It also, first of all, not only develops your spirituality, but it shows you just how the possibilities of the universe, the possibilities of consciousness. It shows you how much we don't know as people, because nobody teaches about this in school. They don't teach you about meditation. They don't teach you about consciousness. They don't teach you about your mind. They teach you about these mundane tasks that are going to keep your head down. You're just going to be, doing math problems or science experiments and things like that, which are, of course, are important. I'm not saying they're not important, but it's just all these things in the universe, these things around us, these things of our existence, that I think it's just crazy that no one talks about this stuff. No one teaches this stuff in everyday life. Nobody in my family, nobody in my not much of my friends really talk about this. Talk about spirituality, talk about existence, talk about all these things. Nobody questions it. Everybody just lives their life, with their head down, focused on the next task and doing all these things. But I like to take a step back and look at everything. And spiritual practice will help you to do this. If you do this every single day, first of all, your meditation is going to get better, because meditation is something that takes a lot of practice to develop. It takes a lot of practice to develop your focus, your mental strength. So meditation is definitely something to work at. I have a few other videos on meditation as well. But when you can develop this spiritual practice, yoga as well. I've done yoga for a very long time. And yoga, the best way to put it is just, it loosens up your entire body and allows energy to flow freely. It also helps to prepare your body for meditation as well. So yoga is highly important as well. And I have more videos coming soon on yoga too. But you just develop a spiritual practice every single day, whether it's yoga, meditation, whatever kind of spiritual practice works the best for you. It can just be mindfulness. It's all about developing something that works for you. It's all about learning things that you are interested in and you enjoy, and doing things that you enjoy, not just in your spiritual life, in your entire life, in my opinion. That's my philosophy on life, is do things you love, do things you enjoy, do things you're passionate about, and put everything into that as much as you can. And when you do that, you'll create a career, you'll create a life based around your hobbies and passions, and it will be so fulfilling and so happy for the rest of your life. And spiritual growth will definitely help you with that along the process of living a very happy life, because spiritual growth can teach you so much about yourself, about the universe, about existence, about life, about success, about everything. Because spirituality helps you to unlock the mysteries of the universe. Let me know in the comments any tips you guys have, any questions on achieving spiritual growth. I'd love to hear about that. Don't forget to check out the description, reach out to me on Instagram, Reach out to me with any questions you have, comments. I love connecting with you guys. Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon down there as well. I truly appreciate that. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Got plenty more videos coming soon. Anything of value I can share with you, I'm going to share it. Your mind is much more powerful than you think. Have a great day. Peace.